My name's Courtney, and together with my husband Steve, we are Stream in Life. We live full-time in our 30-foot Airstream travel trailer, traveling around the country. And today I'm going to talk about how to do dishes without using very much water. While we're traveling, we boondock a lot or stay in places without hookups. So we are living on our water tank. And obviously, the longer we can make our water in our water tank last, the longer we can stay out camping. So we want to be able to wash our dishes with as little water as possible. Now, some people take the route of using paper products. We've done that in the past. Honestly, we don't love doing that because that makes a lot of waste. And so we try to find a balance between using disposable products and using our water. And so these are some of the tips we've come up with for washing dishes, real dishes, without having to go through so much water. There is a tip that you'll find a lot of people who don't have sinks or tanks at all will use, and that is get a spray bottle and put a combination of white vinegar and water in the spray bottle. Now what this does is you can then take your dishes and spray them down, wipe them clean with a sponge or paper towel, and be done with it, as long as the dish isn't too dirty. The vinegar helps sterilize, and you have clean dishes without using much water at all. We don't go to this kind of extreme very often because we do have our water tanks, and so we can use more water than, say, in a van or someplace that doesn't have water. But the spray bottle with vinegar is a good option for some. For us, what we do is we have this tub here in our sink, and the very first step in making sure you're going to wash the dishes without much water is to clean the dish as well as possible before you actually wash it. I know that's kind of extra work, but you save your water. We do that through obviously just licking things clean as we can when we're done with them, our silverware, but also using paper towels or just a napkin or something to brush any food particles or anything that we can just get off the plates or dishes into the trash before we actually wash them. That's going to make it so you have to use a lot less water. A second thing we do is we have this tub, like I said, and this tub is where we wash our dishes, but it also just manages to collect a lot of mostly clean soapy water from doing occasional dishes. So we leave that soapy water, as long as it's decently clean, in this tub. So when we have a dish like this one, which is our Steve's oatmeal dish from this morning, I can come in here and actually use that water to get this stuff wet. If this were a little bit more caked on, I would actually let this sit for a few minutes in this soapy water to help with the washing process. Now that I have this sitting in the water, I take our little scrub brush. You can also use a sponge, a washcloth, whatever you prefer using for washing dishes. I get some more soap. And now I wash the dish without having any water on. This way we're not wasting any water. Once the dish is clean, I put the smallest trickle of water on and clean the soap off the spoon. Now, the spoon is now clean. It can go dry. That water that I was just using to wash and rinse it off went right into this bowl. So it's continually filling this bowl up to help me with cleaning it as well, which is why we keep this nice soapy, mostly clean water here to help with cleaning. So now I can go in here and scrub this dish. And again, a little bit of water. And we're clean. And we'll leave this water for the next time I need to wash something. Now, some of you may ask, what about hot water? That's a good question. We will not turn on our hot water heater unless we have to. So, if we decided to take showers today, and we had it on anyway, and therefore we're going to have hot water, we will use hot water from the sink, from this spout, to actually wash our dishes. If, however, we didn't have any other reason to have the hot water filter on, instead we will fill our kettle right here and bring it to a boil and use that to wash any dishes that need hot water. So that way we're conserving water and we're conserving our propane by not having to heat up the entire tank, because we don't have a tankless water heater, just to wash a couple of dishes. Another tip with the tub is, obviously when boondocking you're trying to save your fresh water, you're also trying not to fill up your gray water. So what this tub allows us to do is, if we're in a place that we can go and dump our gray water outside, water a tree, we're using biodegradable soaps, things like that, then we can do that and not fill up our gray water tank. One other thing that I have heard of that some of you may do is the 2-tub or 2-sink method, where you have one where you do your rinsing, where you do like most of your letting things sit in water and rinsing, and then the other that is completely for clean water, that you rinse things off. We haven't really found a need to do that. We feel like it would use a little bit more water than the method we currently have, but I know that some people really like that method. It allows for more soaking of really dirty dishes, and it works really well for some. So those are some of our tips for how to wash dishes with as little water as possible in order to conserve for when you're boondocking or dry camping out in the wild. If you have any additional tips for people, if you've done this before, please leave them in the comments below to just create a forum of ideas for anybody who's new and out there and trying to save as much water as possible. And that's it for this week. Stay tuned for another how-to if you like it. If you like these kinds of videos, if you want to follow our journey traveling around the country, we'd love it if you'd subscribe to our channel, A Stream in Life, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.